It's our honor to welcome Hadar Kess, founder and CEO of Sunflowers, who established the association following her own experience of becoming an orphan at the age of 14 due to a sudden road accident. Sunflowers is the only association in Israel dedicated to civil circumstance orphans, providing support for children and adolescents who have lost one or both of their parents. Kess is currently a master's degree student studying public policy at Tel Aviv University. She's recognized as one of the 60 most influential women in Israel by Globes magazine, one of the 30 promising young talents by Forbes magazine, one of the 40 heroes of the year by Channel 12, one of the 125 promising Zionist leaders by the Jewish Agency, and one of the 2 most articulate people on this bima. So, it's a joke. Okay. In her free time, Kess lectures at universities in the fields of psychology and social work. Her knowledge and experience have positioned her as a central figure in the arena, leading, refining, and promoting various initiatives for the benefit of orphans from the October 7th events and the war. Kess's expertise has garnered support and consultation requests from the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Welfare, kidnapped civilians teams, and numerous local authorities. She's practically developed plans to address the emergency needs alongside providing guidance for philanthropic initiatives that emerged in the field. We welcome Hadar Kess to Valley Beth Shalom. Thank you. So, Hadar, why don't you begin by telling us a little bit about your upbringing, your childhood, and what inspired you to found this organization in the first place?
You can hear me, or it's...
In the microphone.
All right. I speak quite loud, so it's... First of all, it's a huge honor to be here. As you can see, I'm quite young. I'm 24. I lost my father 10 years ago when I was 14 in a sudden bicycle accident. My parents were divorced, so I lived with my dad like 90% of the time, so it was kind of heartbreaking for me, the fact I lost him and changed the entire way I used to live, like with him, and to move to my mother's house, and everything quite changed. And actually, after the funeral and after the Shiva, I was looking for help, any help. So I went to the welfare, asked for help. They told me they can't help me because I didn't lost both of my parents. And afterwards, I went to the principal at school, asked for help. She told me she can't help me because I'm not an IDF, like I'm not an IDF orphan. I'm not orphan because of the army in Israel. And when you're searching for help in good places, can't find it, you're starting searching it in the worst places. And they've done a lot of noise in order to someone watch me. And actually, when I was 16, that's what happened. Like, one of my teachers at school saw all of my energy, and she challenged me to do something about my orphanhood. And I just started a small project called Sunflowers, when children who lost a parent, mentored by teenagers who lost a parent. And it became quite succeed, and here I am today.
And since your founding of the organization, how has Sunflowers grown? How many children does it support today? And how many people does it employ? What does that kind of support look like?
First of all, Sunflowers is the first organization in the world who actually connect, by my personal story, who connect between being an orphan to be children at risk. Before Sunflowers started, unfortunately, I'm saying, I was looking for research all over the world who actually doing this connection between being an orphan to be children at risk. And by our research, who made by Tel Aviv University and Bar Ilan University, we found out that children who lost a parent are 10 times more likely fall into general risk, 13 times more likely drop from school, 4 times more likely to get arrested, 25 more likely fall into prostitution. And that was the understood of us. We have to do something in order to minimizing their chances become children at risk. But from research all over the world, we actually found out that child who lost a parent are also having huge chance become a leader. For example, Churchill, Abraham Lincoln, all of them were orphan, child who lost one or both of them parents until the age of 18. 60% actually from the prime minister in England have been orphan. 27% from here, from the president in the United States, have been orphan. So we just understood child who lost a parent actually stand in this crossroad, or it can go to this way, like go into a risk and find himself in a very unfortunately situation. But if we'll bring him the right resources, the right tools, it can also be the leaders of tomorrow. So Sunflowers is the first organization in the world who actually understood that orphanhood is a social problem. But it's not only a social problem, it's also a social solution. And on those points, we just understand we have to build, as I told you, programs. We're working today in 22 authorities, 30 centers, served 750 families who come to our centers on a weekly basis. Every child who lost a parent have a mentor, have a social worker, have a peer group, and his mother or father or unfortunately, if both of them are dead, his guardian, getting from Sunflowers a guidance.
And how has the mission of Sunflowers changed since October 7th?
Sunflowers' mission didn't actually change, but of course we understood we're in a huge crisis in Israel. On October 8th, I got a phone call from Yoav Kish. He's like our Minister of Education. His people said, we don't know what to do. There is a lot of orphan children. And we just started by doing for them the protocols. Some of you here know how many orphan children we're having in Israel because of October 7th? You don't know, not because you are a bad people or you're not involved with what happened in Israel. You don't know because there is no awareness. Nobody speaks about these orphans. There is 900 children who lost one or both of them parents because of October 7 until now. These children, unfortunately, except getting allowance from the country, they won't get anything else. And this is our mission, Sunflowers. First of all, of course, we started by helping the ministries. We helped the education system, we helped the welfare system, and we're still helping them. And we also helped the hostages forum, because some children who came back from the hostage, we need to tell them their parent didn't survive. The second stuff we've done is just combined those children who lost a parent in October 7 in our existing centers all over Israel. Because when I got the first phones about October 7 and about the massacre and everything, I thought every child who lost a parent live in the south of Israel. But for example, from the Nova party, there is 100 orphan children. They live all across Israel. So the second stuff we've done was just combined those children in our existing centers all over Israel. And the third reason, and this is the reason why I am here in the diaspora, it's because we opened and we are opening trauma-oriented centers in the south of Israel. For example, in Ofakim, where we're having trauma-oriented center, we're working, there is 38 children. Their parent died in the same day because of the massacre in Eli Cohen Street. So this is one example. In Sderot, there is 25 orphan children. For example, in the Bedouin society, it's like a sector in the Arab society in Israel, there is 83 orphan children. Their parent died because they were saving us as Jews. I don't know if you know, but there is a lot of stories about Bedouin people in Sderot who rescue life of Jewish people, and that's how they murder. So we are, as an Israeli organization, as a Jewish organization, also committed for them and opening for them trauma-oriented centers. We already opened few. We're working with the children, as I assume you know, stories about in Kibbutz Be'eri, in Kibbutz Kfar Aza, in Ashkelon, in Ofakim, in Rat, Kseife, both Bedouins, and we do fundraising in order to open more, also in Sderot and in Eshkol region and more.
So you're 24, okay, very impressive at 24, by the way, and when you think of Sunflowers over the course of the next 6 years, when you think about when you're at the ripe old age of 30, looking back, okay, and you're on the bima the next time you come visit us at 30 years old, what do you think Sunflowers will be at that point?
First of all, I assume I'm going to be visiting here in 3 months, so don't.
3 months.
I'm laughing. Don't invite me for another 6 years. It's like, I'm having an Israeli chutzpah. I'm having Israeli chutzpah. I'm laughing.
We'd like to invite you back in 6 years. Why only 6 years?
Thanks
3
you.
months from now, I'll be back.
Next week. First of all, I need to say entirely, if I'm looking about sunflowers, as I told you, we're the first organization in the world who actually understood the mission and the tikkun olam we need to make in order when we're speaking about child who lost a parent entirely. Sunflowers is my lifetime mission. So for the long term, we're having a lot of stuff to export our model to another Western places, because here in LA also, child who lost a parent can go to the same directions I've been in. Our long-term mission is to make sure 153 million children, and this is why it's my lifetime mission, will be recognized as children who can go to very bad places, and for us to actually consult for ministries and also to export our model, our methodology. This is like the first stuff we should do, but you know, I spoke a lot about export our model and the way we actually work with orphan in Israel before October 7, and from October 7, I need to tell you, I think I understood our main mission is to make sure these children lost one or both of them parents while they are just save our life in Tel Aviv, in Jerusalem, here in the diaspora either. My main mission for the last 5 years is just to make sure every one of them will get the right treatment. So I think I quite of live between both of them. But right now our mission is to make sure these children who lost a parent in the war gonna take care by us.
Well, Hadar, thank you very much for coming to Valley Beth Shalom. VBS will be supporting Sunflowers, so if you'd like to help support Sunflowers organization, please feel free to contribute to the Israel Emergency Fund, and we will make a contribution as a community to help Sunflowers, and maybe we'll welcome Hadar in 3 months, maybe in 6 years. We'll see Hadar again here in the community, and Hadar, whether you like it or not, you have found family here in Los Angeles. So, Bruchim Habaim L'Mishpacha Shelanu, you have support, you have all of our strength. We give you strength to go back and continue on your mission.
Thank you, and I'm going to stay here some cards with my name and email and everyone, and if anyone wants to contact, come to Israel, wants to visit, we're here. Thanks.
Thank you.